Hello, 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 hello. Thanks for watching the BCTV. And I am Barbara Cox. I'm going to come on very briefly and talk about the question that I hear this morning. If you know me, God always gives me a Q&A. He always gives me a question, and then he gives me the answer. So we're going to talk briefly on the question, can, um, can sweet and bitter water come forward? Can sweet and bitter water both come forward at the same opening at the same time? Can bitter and sweet water come forward? Is today's question. So, can bitter and sweet water both come forward? So that's coming from the book of James 3:11, where it talks about bitter and sweet water. It talks about, I think it says bitter, and it says bitter and sweet water. It also talks about how how that is kind of a it talk it's associated to our. There's a hummingbird coming onto my porch. So I don't know. It's innocent looking, but it looks like it's looking for his mother. Maybe it looks a little baby hummingbird. I'm sorry. Whenever I come outside on my porch, on the back of the house, it's always interesting because I very seldom come back here. So I'm always looking to see what's coming. I'm serious. It's a little hummingbird. Okay. All right. I'm not. I'm kidding. I don't know why the hummingbird is coming, but out here to distract my message. But as we were saying before we had the interruption of the hummingbird, we'll have to see what does that represent, a hummingbird. But anyway, um, uh, coming from the book of James 3:11. Um, when we talk about sweet water, we talk about bitter water, we're talking about our tongue. We're talking about a tongue. We're talking about the words that's coming forward, coming out of our mouths. Can we speak things that's going to encourage and discourage at the same time? Basically, is one of the things that I think of that comes to my mind is when I think about the things that I say to someone around me, someone that I'm conversating with on the phone, or when I see them in person, or if it's a business transaction and you're having to discuss business. And even sometimes you can be on the phone with telemarketers and they can really make you angry, then you still got to be nice. Even when I try to say, I'm not interested, I try to say it very nicely. I try not to, I am not interested. I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Thank you. God bless you. And I always try to end with a blessing. How can you bless somebody and curse them at the same time? That's what the question is all about. Can sweet and bitter come forward? Can it come out of the same opening, out of the same faucet? Can it come out of the same spring, the same stream of water? Is it going to flow outward and help someone inward, or is it going to destroy somebody? So today's question, can sweet and bitter water both come forward? And I'm going to say at the same time, we're talking about something that's happening spontaneously. Can you spontaneously encourage somebody and discourage them at the same time? No, you cannot. You just cannot. You're going to encourage that person, or you're going to discourage that person. You're going to cause that person to feel that they're lifted, or you're going to cause that person to feel that they're low. And sometimes we have to encourage ourselves, because sometimes when people say things into our lives, it makes us feel like we're lower than what we are. It makes us feel low, 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 low. And so we have to encourage ourselves. Look, who are who are the people that you come in contact with every day? Can you honestly say that you encourage them? Can you honestly say that when they see you, they know that they're going to be encouraged? Sometimes people say, I can call up that sister, and I know she's gonna always speak a word to my life. I know she's gonna always encourage me. I know that she's gonna always uplift me. I know that God's gonna give her a word that's gonna be powerful, and it's gonna give me the energy, the stamina that I need. Our words that we speak into someone's life, it has so much meaning behind the word. You can't take it back. If you're sending out a blessing, man, my goodness, can you imagine what that person is going to accomplish because of the blessings that you have released into their lives? And just imagine you turn that around and you begin to speak curses and how it's going to destroy. Why not build? Today, can sweet and bitter water both come forward? Can sweet and bitter words both come forward? Can sweet and bitter words both build? No, no. No, it cannot. The Bible tells us not to discourage. It tells us not to discourage because it's going to not to discourage one another, but love each other, encourage each other, be uplifting, be a person that edifies, that glorifies God. In the same token, as you glorify God, the love of God that's in you, the love is going to come forward. Love is an action word. It's an action word. It's a way of speaking. It's a way of doing things that shows the love of God. You can't say I love you in just words. It's an action. There's an action behind that. Are you encouraging me or are you discouraging me? You discourage me. There's no way you can say you love me. There's no way you can say you love God because God is love. God is love. God is love. So today, can sweet and bitter both spring forward? No, no. Bitter and sweet water both cannot spring forward at the same time, out of the same opening, out of the same spring, flowing forward. Why not today? Be careful of the words that you say and make sure that you are building someone and not discouraging them. Because once again, bitter and sweet both cannot come forward at the same time, out of the same faucet. Now, there may be a time when you're asking God to help you with what you say, to help you with your message, to help you with the way that you convey your words. Because sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And you can ask God to help you. But bitter and sweet both cannot spring forward at the same time. You've got to be a sweet person and speak the sweet words. Speak with grace. Speak with grace. As God is flowing through you, you're going to speak with grace. You're going to speak the words of God. You're going to speak love. You're going to speak kindness. You're going to speak with compassion. You're going to operate from a place of compassion. I know that sometimes if I get something in my mind and I'm really, really, really strong about that. I mean, I'm so focused on that. I'm so focused on it to where I don't realize my tone. I don't raise my voice, but my tone may be just like it's just coming out. It's just constantly flowing. But can you imagine if that's a constant flow of blessings, how that's going to build somebody? So if it's a constant flow of blessings, sometimes God be speaking through me and it just be flowing outward, out. Well, if God is flowing outward, that's the God, that's love, that's godly love, that's godly compassion, that's godly understanding, that's God's wisdom. There's no way you're gonna be cursed in that. There's no way. It's gonna be a bitter message. When God is speaking, God is speaking. Now, sometimes it may not be comfortable because we're speaking, especially when we're speaking about if you don't about the sins of the world. And the wages of sin is death. Sometimes that don't sound too good, but it's still delivering the word of God, and I'm still delivering it in a loving, kind way because we're drawn by love. We're supposed to draw one another by love. I'd rather be around a person that's very encouraging than someone that's discouraging. If I'm sitting in an arena with people that are speaking and they're being mean and they're saying the most hateful things and they're being evil and destructive with their words, with their action, with their body language, they're going to lose me. They're going to lose me. First, I'm going to block them out emotionally, block them out mentally, block them out psychologically, and then physically, I'm going to end up moving. I'm going to end up walking out. I got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to do something. I got to get out of there because I'm a person I love to encourage. I love to be encouraged. And if you've ever caught me and I was not at my best, I apologize because I try to be all that God has ordained me to be. I'm the water hole. God flows through me. I heard a pastor say that love flows through a water hole. You just cut that water hole on, cut that faucet on, and the water just flows through the water hole. And if you think the water never stops, it's a constant flow. And sometimes we allow things in our life to stop the flow, to be an obstacle, debris that stops that flow. But nothing should stop the flow of blessings from your mouth. We should always speak blessings, never curses. So today's message is, like I said, it's always a two-edged sword. It cuts me first and it goes out. two-edged sword. So today's message is cutting me and say, Barbara, make sure you're a person that's always discouraging. I mean, encouraging, never a person that's discouraging. Always encouraging, never discouraging. Even I try to be, and I think that the easiest thing we can do is smile. And sometimes I'm a certified teacher, so sometimes, most of the time, the majority of the time, 80% of the time, when my students gave me a compliment or something, they were always saying that I was always smiling. But that what they didn't tell people was that I would smile even in the middle of a conflict. I would be talking to a student about something that I know that they should not have done. And I'm asking, what are you doing? What should you be doing? It's always with a smile, and then that confuses them. So they're like, I don't know if she's angry or what. She's still smiling. And then they go, sharpening my pencil, uh, putting trash in the trash can, you know. So they're gonna say what they're doing. What should she be doing? Doing my math, doing my work. So we sometimes gotta ask ourselves, what are you doing? What should you be doing? Are you encouraging or are you discouraging? What should you be doing? Encouraging, smiling, showing the joy of the Lord. The joy of the Lord is my strength. So I'm going to come back on again with a part two of this segment. I just came on to give just a little bit of it now, but I'm going to come back on and talk a little bit more because I just want to come on and say, go throughout your day, smile and say, what are you doing? What should you be doing if you ever feel that you're in a position to encourage somebody? Let's encourage one another, not discourage, but let's encourage. Let's bless each other, not curse. Let's build and not destroy. Let's be a compassionate individuals that are not being destructive, but being it, people that constantly encourage. And as you encourage, it builds. And then you have to encourage yourself. So, what are you doing today? What are you doing? What should you be doing? What are you doing? What should you be doing? You should always let the blessings spring forward and not the curses. Thanks for watching the BCTV. And I am the one and only Barbara Cox. Love you guys. Bye bye. What are you doing? What should you be doing? Keep encouraging. Hello. Thanks for watching the BCTV. And I am Barbara Cox.